Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still playing as the United Netherlands. I think we're going to get up to some aggression in this episode. We're going after Sindh. They don't even know in particular they're like to, just like to protect them that I'm aware of. Cambodia, but Cambodia is... We could make Cambodia a protectorate. Let's do this. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. They said no. Nobody could have foreseen this. Anyway, probably should have checked their army before I took a look at it. Yeah, they're all regular infantry. Not worried. We got one battalion of hussars, so not particularly concerned about that. Let's go ahead and mobilize our army. We'll go ahead and put 1st Dutch Army... I forgot about the French Indian Ocean Territory. Beautiful. So Marine Royale should be upgraded, and it is indeed at this point. So we'll put this unit over here on the coast, and then we'll let that go. I think if Cambodia joins, we'll probably grab them as a protectorate as well. I'll need to see. But it looks like they're not going to, so that's just fine. Cool. It's possible Persia might join, but again, I don't think I can do any really rock-solid war goals. I don't want to regime change them, and could ban slavery. You know what? We'll do it. Does the Marina Kingdom have slavery? They do. Interesting. Perhaps I will actually... Wait a minute. I can move these units much closer. Oh man, being allied with France is great. Alright, well, it looks like nobody else has added a war goal or anything. Could have banned slavery to primary, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Alright, beautiful. Steel railway cars are go. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab my... these are not urban buildings, these are development buildings. My railways and enable steam trains. Shut up, they are going to be profitable. They're going to be so profitable. Oh my god, your mind's going to be blown by how profitable they are. Alright, so let me take a quick look at my infrastructure situation now that I've made that conversion. Friesland is doing better. Gelre is doing better. Holland, better. Flanders, better. And Wallonia is better as well. I guess I didn't necessarily need to build that that one thing, but it wound up going right anyway. So, let me take a look at tech here for a second. Still working on dynamite. I still think that's probably the right call. And then after all this, I think we get into military next. Junicol's probably important. Monitor would be really nice. Ooh, I do want monitor. On the other hand, this stuff is maybe more critical in the long run. Maybe we'll pull in repeaters and hand-cranked machine gun. Of course, field hospitals is buck wild strong. I definitely need to do, ooh. Overly enthusiastic part. Hey, we're in another election. Let's see if the politics have changed up. They haven't. The Conservatives are all still aligned together. Overly enthusiastic partisans. Supporters of the Conservative Party have gone beyond simply campaigning for their own party, harassing and sometimes physically attacking opposing partisans. I'm a simple party man, that's all. I know who I like and I know who I don't like, and I know I want my people to win and their people to lose. Crack down on Conservative Party activities, minus 10% momentum, or let them continue unmolested, weaker rural folk. I'm going to crack down. We're cracking down. We out here cracking down. I need 2 arms. Let's go ahead and invade. Oh, not them. The ones who are fully mobilized. Alright, I think I need another munitions plant, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely need another munitions plant. Alright, so... here we go. The party favorites. The wing of the Conservative Party affiliated with the Catholic Church has raised complaints about Werner Simon's choice of endorsements, leaving their supporters neglected. I must levy a concern now that it has come to my attention. Whilst Werner Simon's actions are undoubtedly well-intentioned, the recommendations contained therein seem to exclude certain members of the party who have demonstrated more than sufficient vigor, goodwill, and surety of purpose. Listen to their concerns and appease the Catholic Church, plus 20% momentum. He becomes more popular as an honest broker, or appeasement. Don't they know it was fully intentional? 10% momentum. Stronger armed forces, weaker Catholic Church. I think that's good. Anyway, it's less momentum for the Conservative Party, which is kind of the thing I'm going for here. Battle's going just fine. So I'm feeling pretty rock solid. Bundelli Uprising is rocking the British Raj. Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Gosh, this production efficiency penalty doesn't seem like a lot, but it's really a lot. So, how close is the Marina Kingdom to... well, not going to find that out here. Oh my gosh, I'm a great power. I didn't even realize. I'm a great power, y'all. Oh, this is wonderful. I've become great. Excellent. Even Great Britain thinks I'm great. And they've got great in the name. Which means their opinion on the topic definitely matters and isn't at all informed by their own geopolitical interests. Hello, hello, hello. Commander commends Civic Coalition. Admiral de Viron has made public statements in support of the Free Trade Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics is much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see the problem with doing my duty and doing what I can to make sure those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. He can say what he wants, 20% momentum to the free traders. Reprimand him, good soldiers don't give orders, they take them. 5% of officers in the United Netherlands become more radical. Or if de Viron likes politics so much he ought to get involved, he becomes the leader of the industrialists. So what are you about? You're a pacifist. Weird alignment for a military man, but, you know, I'm not going to judge. Let's get us some free momentum. Does that do anything to the electoral prospects? Not really. Ooh, quinine. Delicious tonic. I was about to say delicious gin, but then I'm like, nope, it's not. That's not what happened. Alright, so, Sindh has become a part of us. By which I mean my protectorate. I'm going to improve relations with them. We'll get over the bad times and we'll go on and we'll be happy. So, ooh, Dutch East Indies exploded. That's fun. The levies. Alphonse de Herne has made overtures to the rural folk for electoral support to the Conservative Party. Paul van der Wyck has at least acknowledged the talks. Appeals for natural allies makes for a gamble on long odds. Receptive ears to natural allies are often already of like mind. Those who aren't of like mind would, politely, continue on their own. Impolitely, they might laugh, scoff, or if they're truly devious, turn the gambler into their own useful idiot. Old minds think alike, 20% momentum to the Conservatives. Grass tends to grow as it pleases, 10% momentum to the Conservatives. Conservative agrarianism, increased political strength of aristocrats. Then extra political strength from votes of farmers. Don't love either of those. They should be aware of Paul van der Wyck's shrewdness, extra momentum to the agrarians. Let's go with that third one. Again, anything to weaken the conservative bloc here. So let me see. That gives the agrarians likely to get 20% of the vote. Liberals still only likely to get 6%. So, but we are chipping away at the conservative block here, so I'm feeling pretty rock solid about that. All right. Now we're looking at. So now that Dutch East Indies has exploded and a bunch of these states are neutral, let's look at good targets. Siak is a country I traditionally go after. They've got a defensive pact with Portugal. I wonder if that matters. We've got quite a few battalions, but are they real battalions? Regular infantry, irregular infantry and hussars. And what about Portugal? What have you got? We see 15 battalions. What are the chances they're all going to end up somewhere that matters? You do have skirmish infantry and mobile artillery. We're doing better on artillery, but still. Okay, okay. Okay, so Portugal does have a real army, so I can't simply take for granted that I'll just win if we're talking about Portugal. On the other hand, if I grab Siak as a protectorate, I can conquer these other countries and then just turn all of Sumatra into Siak, and that'll be nice. Then I can have a nice strong puppet. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, first step, let's see how it'll look. It's not going to be a lot of infamy. Portugal's going to stand with them. Kutai will as well. Surakarta has a chance to, but I don't think they're really a threat. So we'll do it. Let's do it! In preparation for this, I'm going to throw a small number of conscripts into the Dutch Second Army. Nothing serious. Just to help with home defense. I'm going to mobilize and raise conscripts for the second one, but for the primary army, I'm just going to mobilize them. And we're going to move them nearby. Oh, they're already there. Brilliant. That's exactly where I want these units to be. Alright, there's the election. We doing any better? Can we get better? Ooh. I can put the rural folk in charge and have a contested government. Let's do it. Now. Bah. The rural folk like mercantilism. Gosh darn it. I could go to universal buffrage, however. Which I am inclined to do. The industrialists will oppose, which is not ideal. Can I get an agitator who matters? Alright, I need one of these agitators out of here. So, let me see. This guy's the state religion guy. Okay, Portugal sides with Siak. I don't think I need French help here. If Portugal puts too many units in Siak, I'll be able to... Oh, I can't get French help. Oh, they don't care. Interesting. If they don't put too many units there, then it won't be a problem. If they do put too many units there, I might be able to get away with invading Portugal. But we'll see. So I think that's fine with me. So which guy are you? You're Alphonse de Heron. So if I boot you out of the situation... Alright, that certainly weakens the movement for state religion. Now, who can I bring in? What I really want is a radical. Ooh, would a nihilist help me? No. No, he would not. What I really want is a radical, because a radical will help me get... Actually, no. I don't need a radical, but I need, like a liberal. I forget. I think when you're at wealth voting, it's still better to go to, Democrats not going to help me, because all they care about is that there's voting. What about a land reformer? No. Not a lot of great agitators in this time in history. I say as though I don't know full well that this is a total lie. Not excited about the number of conscripts that are being raised here. I think I might want to increase the size of this army. So we'll do a few more. Kind of nervous. I think maybe those units will get there in reasonably good time and it won't be a problem. I'm sure hoping it. Oh my gosh, they're all going into this army. What is going on with this? Ugh. Dangerous equipment. The furniture manufactories in Holland have seen an increase in workplace injuries due to increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. Accidents have always happened, but I feel like I used to at least have time to react. Not this time. I grabbed his arm to pull him out of the way, but I'd barely gotten hold of his wrist before the arm was all I held on to. Slow down production while the staff adjusts to the new machinery, intelligentsia, and industrialists mad. Or we can't put the brakes on the engines of progress. I'm going to have to do this one. The extra mortality is going to be bad, but we'll do our best. A famous cafe. After a chance meeting in a cafe and a thoughtful conversation, Feuillen de Luz has recommended that Andres Lamas, currently residing in the United Netherlands, be granted permanent residency. He's a nihilist. If you're in need of a place to stay, I could hardly neglect to offer you an invitation. It would be shameful for me to, following such a magnificent correspondence, fail to pursue your talents further. I could hardly ask for more esteemed endorsement, stronger intelligentsia, or his decision-making is clearly questionable, intelligentsia Sultan. I'm going to go with the second one. I don't necessarily want a nihilist in here. The despot of Stockholm. Opposed to the arbitrary and illiberal rule of the King of Sweden, the intelligentsia have fallen in with the anti-Swedish League. To all those who cherish liberty, Sweden, under the boot of that pernicious king, stands out as an example of the very worst excesses of despotism. In no country is the indomitable right of every soul to strive towards its own destiny obstructed as it is in Sweden, and in no country is a greater threat found to our own liberty than in Sweden. Sweden must fall, for if it does not, we will fall in her place. Down with tyrants, down with Sweden, they join the anti-Swedish League. Or sometimes a firm hand is needed to govern well, they get very upset. I'm going to go with the first one. We're just going to have to deal with that. Sweden, our neighbors who are doing oligarchic monarchy. Alright, yeah, that's an authoritarian system at least. So unfortunately, again, a bunch of our conscripts seem to have flowed into this army instead, which I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why that keeps happening. There's something busted about the naval situation here. I really hope that doesn't wreck our chances of actually invading Siak. Alright, fighting to lose. Interesting. Finding both the Dutch public and supposed political allies unreceptive to his ideas, frustrated, Feuillen de Luz has decided to retire from their own politics, opting instead to spend the rest of his days penning embittered reflections on what could have been. I give these bumpkins the truth, and how am I rewarded? With deafening silence. They call Brussels the city of ideas, of culture. The only evidence of cultivation I found in that cesspool of a city came from the fields outside of it, and even they were cared for poorly. Good riddance to you all, I say, sirs. Good riddance to you all. He's our positivist. Let him peddle his ideas in peace away from Brussels. I'll make the intelligentsia a little stronger, which is just fine in my book. Alright, I gotta do this naval invasion real fast, because, which one's their capital? Siak. Well, should've known. Because I don't want this army getting any bigger with all the conscripts that are supposed to be defending my homeland here. Happily, Portugal doesn't have much of a fleet, so they're not going to be able to actually get in here and do anything about it. But again, it's not ideal. This is not great. I'm building up myself some credit again. Alright, beautiful. We are for sure winning. Pretty pleased about that. You know, I wasn't reckoning on the number of boats that are in the Marina Real Portuguesa right now in history. I probably should have anticipated that they would not be invading, but you know, it is what it is. Better safe than sorry. So if we can win this battle and 2 more, we'll be able to get all the way to the end without a problem. There we go. There's the second. Here is the third popping off. It's looking good. Brilliant. Here is the fourth. Excellent. And now we have successfully invaded Siak. Siak, don't complain. This is going to be good for you. This is going to be very good. You're gonna love what happens. I'm gonna make you lords of all Sumatra. Is that historical? Is there an historical claim? Is it reasonable to give the Sultan of Siak They're a sultanate, right? Is it right to give the Sultan of Siak control over all of Sumatra? I don't know. I'm a European. It doesn't matter to me if it makes sense. If the borders make sense, it's what I'm going to do. Oh man, they're low on infrastructure in the north. We can build a railway over there. Help us deal with that. Siak Protectorate, very good. They want war reparations. I don't wish to give them war reparations. This will be just fine. Just a few more weeks and they'll surrender, but for now we're fighting. And of course, we need another leader over here. So let's go with our armed forces guy. That's just the best we can do. I don't want to put a petit bourgeois guy in charge there. One more week, and here we go. Shabamzo. And now we'll start improving relations. Again, that's kind of always our thing. So, at this point, let me see where we are in the episode. We're about 2/3 of the way in. I think, at this stage, I could just grab... So what do I want to... Okay, alright, we need to build some railways. That's the first thing we need to do. We got to be able to get around in Siak, so we need railways for that. What is Jambi's military situation like? They don't have much. Are they high-tech? Only a little bit. They're line infantry, but I still think I can take them. So, Jambi, you're going to get conquered. Assuming you don't have any really good allies. You've got an alliance with Yogyakarta and a defensive pact with Pontianak. That's Yogyakarta here, and Pontianak is here. Yogyakarta, do you have an army? Not really. Pontianak, do you have an army? Also no. Alright, yeah, we're going full conquest. Maguinda now and Siak will also stand with them. I just conquered Siak. And Banjar, potentially. See, this is unfortunate, because... I don't know why Siak would oppose me. Well, they don't know this is going to help them, but that's okay. Spain's the real potential question. You know what? I'll leave it. I'll dial it back. Maybe we can get there sideways. So by going after Pontianak, we can get Jambi in there. Well, that would bring Siak in. So who's the other person they got? Their ally. They got an alliance with Yogyakarta. So if I grab Yogyakarta, they're also going to get a bunch of other people in here, including Siak. Alright, clearly I need to become better friends with Siak before I continue going on adventures in Indonesia. What about Kutai? I say as I plan another adventure in Indonesia. Again, Siak is going to stand with them. Alright, so Siak is like rebellious or something, right? They're defiant. They're defiant. Alright, so right now I think my priority needs to be to handle my protectorates. I got quite a few, so let's take a quick look here. We're almost at the point where Marina Kingdom is below 25. Once I accomplish that, I'll be able to turn them into a dominion, and that will be nice. I'll be very pleased with that outcome. Sindh is also slowly reducing in autonomy. They all are, because they're all reasonably dependent on me economically. So let's take a quick look at how this impacts our market. Buy orders for art have gone down, which is interesting. Buy orders for opium have gone way up. Where are we getting opium from? Who's got opium plants over there? They're in Sindh. Alright. Easy peasy. I'm definitely going to use that opium for all the things that one uses opium for. So let's go ahead and queue in a few more opium plantations. We'll get some more opium in the customs union. That'll be good for the country. Everyone likes having extra opium. So what else? Any other noticeable changes? Grain continues to grow in price, which is just fine. Let me see. Lead is a little bit more expensive. Explosives are a little bit more expensive. Silk is still pricey. Furniture's doing rock solid, though. I built up those furniture factories, and those are doing quite well. Wood is also rock solid. Steel is nice. And iron's actually pretty affordable at this stage, which is pretty good. Although we're getting some iron from trade routes, the Prussians are exporting to us. Which is cool. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that, I guess. We're selling them a whole mess of liquor, so that's not bad at all. And let me take a look at luxury goods for a sec. We could definitely... We're getting a lot of sugar in from other export routes. I wonder if we could break our dependence on foreign sugar. We need a lot of sugar plantations. We have the capacity for those in Madagascar, though. So let me see. We've got infrastructure available. So let's go ahead and build those up. And that'll be nice. That'll be... Did I build 6 or 7? I only want to build 6 for now. I just want to kind of wear away foreign influences on that. Plus, that will give us all the profit, which will be nice. Again, ideally you want to build an economy where you're exporting resources to other people instead of them being exporting resources to you, because you want the profit to come to your country. That's kind of the way Victorian era economics works. It's referred to as trade balance. And while things are a little bit more complicated in the modern day, it's still basically something worth looking into. This guy is a moderate agitator. I don't know what to say about that. Oh, we've fallen back to an unacceptable government. What has happened? Oh my gosh, the intelligentsia are headed up by a market liberal now. Oh! On the plus side, we might be more legitimate if we pull the industrialists in. But is that going to upset the rural folk? Almost assuredly. Still going to do it, though. We can keep doing what we're doing. Although now I can't go to universal suffrage. But, you know, it is what it is. We're not in a rush to universal suffrage. Return state in Anatolia. Oh, the Egyptians and the Ottomans are shooting at each other again. That is a wild time. Anyway, that is all the time we've got for today's episode. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.